Hey guys, so today is not an Accutane update. This video I have been considering and thinking about doing for a really long time. I wanted to do it right initially before I even started Accutane, but I always told myself once I actually felt confident in myself and how my skin was, I'd be able to post these videos and kind of talk about like everything I went through and how I felt and stuff. This is me being like super vulnerable with you guys. I just want to share like this because I know how I felt during that time, and I really found comfort in knowing that I wasn't alone and that a lot of people were going through the same thing as me. And I always had hope that one day like it was gonna be okay. I know you guys are gonna be able to relate to me. Obviously we all feel insecurities with our acne, so I just want to really show that raw side and that, I don't know, scary time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys find comfort in a weird way. I know it's weird to say you find comfort in this video, but I hope this video provides you with some type of like hope, I guess. So let's look at these lovely videos and react to them. Okay, so first I just want to give like a background to like where I was at in my life when all of this started happening. So I was away for college last year, and really when my face got bad was like second semester. And it really sucked because I was at San Diego State University and my first semester was super fun, and I was just so excited to just, I don't know, just have that new chapter of my life. Like I was ready to meet new people. Like you get so excited about these things. Like that's what you're excited about. You're ready to just get to know yourself better. You're ready to experience new things, and I'd say first semester was a lot of fun. I was adjusting to living away. I was still kind of getting settled in. I was like with my best friend from back home, and we were dorming together. Like it was super exciting, and like I got a taste of that. And then second semester came around, and that is when my skin started to get so bad. And I just remember like I started to get less and less confident in myself. Like just it got progressively worse and worse, and I would just like I'd feel so embarrassed, and it would be so hard to even like talk to people. Like I remember just like looking at people, and when I would talk to them I would just try to lock eyes with them because like it just made me feel better to see that they weren't looking around my face. Like if I knew if they were looking at my chin or my cheeks or my anything, like they were looking at my acne. So I just really like tried to focus on that. But the thing is, like when I was talking to people, that's all I could think about. All I could focus on was like, oh, I really hope they're not looking at my skin right now. Like, are they looking at my skin? Like, oh my gosh, like it's probably so gross for them. Like literally that's the only thing that would run through my head. So that made it really, really hard. And I feel like I started to like isolate myself, and I was just kind of like alone in a way. Like I felt so alone. Like I just remember every night I would take off my makeup and I would just start crying. And like anytime my roommate, my best friend Lauren, was there, like she would just try to comfort me, and like she would like give me hugs and stuff. And I just remember feeling so helpless. Like I would wake up every day and like I would feel my face. Like I just remember I would just basically like count the pimples on my face. At that point I was just like forcing myself to go out. Like even going to class was super hard. I remember I was living in a dorm, obviously, and then like we had a communal like bathroom, so I would literally run to the bathroom, make sure no one saw me. I would hope and pray no one saw me. I remember I would look out my little like peephole, and I would look out and I would make sure no one was in the hallway. I would literally rush to the bathroom. I would take a shower. I would do all that. I would run to my room and I would brush my teeth in my dorm room. I would get a water bottle and I would just wet my toothbrush. I would put toothpaste on it. I would brush my teeth and I would spit out the window. Like that's how bad I was, just so embarrassed. So I have a few clips from that time because I always planned on like sharing this because I always knew there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like I always did have hope for clear skin and just being confident in myself. Like I never ever doubted that. It was just a matter of like me being strong and like waiting for that. And so I would record when I was feeling kind of alone and I wanted to share that. So we're just gonna kind of watch it together and I'm just gonna react to like bits and pieces.
Okay, I filmed this like a bunch of times, but I can actually tell it without crying out. I'm kind of past it. So it's March 1st, and I was on my way home from a party. I was walking home with a friend. I'm gonna cry either way. Okay. I was walking home with a friend, and she was like, "Are you hungry? Do you want to stop by the 7-Eleven? Like, there's just one on campus." I was like, "No, but I'll go in with you." Obviously, like, I wasn't gonna let her go in by herself. So she goes in and she gets a cookie, like, and I went up with her to pay for it. And the cashier, like, just like this random like old man, like he was just staring at me.
Okay, I was kind of harsh about the guy that asked me about my face. I was just really angry with him. Like that anger wasn't specifically towards him, it was just anger within me. I shouldn't have been rude with how I was talking about him. I feel kind of bad looking back at it, but during the time I was just really angry and I was just really upset. So,
and obviously like I felt him staring at my face, and like the point that I'm at, like I just like yes, like when people like first see me, like I know that's the first thing they notice, like my skin. Like okay, like obviously like if I were to look at someone like with my type of skin and be like, oh, like she has acne, like but he was just staring. So I was like, okay, is this fool gonna stop? Like, so I just like turning like, and it was like maybe he's just gonna stop staring. And it kind of had an accent, so I didn't really like understand him at first. And I thought, like, I was like, there's no way he's asking me this. He's like, what? He's like, your skin. He was like, allergic reaction. And I was like, what? He was like, allergic reaction. Like, and he just like went like this, like, and I just like looked at him. I was like, no, it's not. And we just left. And like I guess I'm recording this right now just to show, like I got back to my dorm and I just, like, started bawling my eyes out, like, how are you, like, what? Like, having acne is hard enough as it is, but for him to, like, sincerely think it was okay to ask me about it, like, what do you mean? Like, acne is literally no joke. Like, the way that I feel about myself, like, it's so crazy how, like, I've just noticed I'm such an outgoing person, and I love, like, meeting new people and stuff, especially being here at a new school, but, like, when I go out to parties, like, or just anything, like, I'm so, like, just in the corner. I feel like I just don't want to talk to anyone because I feel like no one's gonna want to, like, even talk to me. I know it sounds so sad, like, it really does, it sounds so depressing, but, like, acne literally makes you so depressed. Like, it changes you. Like, I don't know if I could say I'm depressed, but I'm definitely like so much more sad. Like, I get so emotional over things, like anything someone does, like I just notice things. Like,
yeah, like I don't know how much I could emphasize that. Like, you just feel so like isolated and in the corner, and just like looking back at that, like I literally want to cry for myself. Like, I just remember how dark and like alone and scared I felt for everything. Like, literally, I felt so helpless with myself. I didn't feel confident. Like, I really felt like I was just so alone. And like, I literally just feel the pain that I felt, and it's just so crazy that acne can make you like feel that. Like, it's so sad. And the thing is, like, nobody understands that. Like, unless you are actually going through having acne and like being that insecure about yourself and not feeling confident in yourself because of something that you can't change, it's something that literally just takes over your face, and you just literally, like, it doesn't represent you, it doesn't represent like who you are, but it just makes you come off like in an aspect that you aren't even, that's not even you. Acne just, it like defeats you, and it's so hard. to overcome it, like to overcome it emotionally.
It's crazy. Like, I would never, like, growing up, just, I used to get, like, pimples, like, here and there, and my acne has been bad before, but it's never been this bad, and just, like, having to deal with this, especially being in such a, like, honestly, like, I feel like here, like, so many people are just so, like, beautiful, and I, like, being a girl, like, you just compare yourself, and it's just so hard, like, it's emotionally exhausting, it's so draining, like.
That's another thing, like, you start to compare yourself to other people, you start to wonder why do you have such bad acne? You start to, it like literally like eats away at you, like it consumes you. I don't know if I was just weak about it, but that's definitely how I felt. I felt I wasn't good enough. I felt everybody else was better than me. I felt intimidated by other people. Like all this because of a physical appearance that I couldn't handle, or I couldn't control. Like,
I don't know. I just want to record this to tell my story, the real life tears, and to show the real life effect that this type of stuff has on people. I don't know if I'm just taking it too much to the heart, like, but it's just the way I'm dealing with it. And when my skin clears up, because like, I know that day will come, and I know I don't want to go on Accutane. I don't want to do like the antibiotics again, because that just screwed me up, obviously. Like, when that day comes and when I have clear skin, like, I cannot wait to look back at this and just, like, overcome this, like, part of my life. Like, we'll see how this goes, and just what happens from here.
yeah, that video is really hard to just watch. Like, it's crazy. I don't even know how else to describe it. Like, acne makes you feel so low about yourself. It makes you feel like, I was grossed out by myself. I remember I would always just be like, how could I, like, why would someone even want to look at me? Like, that's how I felt. I felt bad for other people for having to have a conversation with me, because I knew they would have to look at my face, and I didn't even want them to look at my face. That's how I felt. I just felt disgusted. I felt alone. I always had hope. As you can see by that video, I always had hope, and I knew that my skin would one day, like, clear up. I just didn't know, like, when. So sad. I wanted to share that because I remember feeling that helpless, and I didn't know what to do. I felt, like I said, I felt so alone. Like, even my best friend would try and comfort me, and she would hug me when I was literally just breaking down and just crying. And, like, I'm always thankful for that, and I'm so glad I had her there with me. Like, but even at that point, like, I still felt alone. Like, she didn't know what I was going through. Like, you don't know what that feeling is like. You don't know how it can affect someone. You don't know what that person is going through until you actually are in that position of having acne. Like, I would cry and cry, and even now just thinking about it makes me want to cry. But if you're watching this, and if you are in that position right now where you feel so helpless, and you feel like you don't even love yourself, and you feel like nobody can even love you, because that's what I felt. If you feel you are comparing yourself to everyone else, if you feel you're not good enough, literally, that is not the case at all. Like, it's so important to just have hope and have faith that it's gonna be okay, because that is what kept me going. Like, my prayers and just my thoughts of just knowing, like, one day I was gonna freaking overcome acne, that is what helps me. And it's okay to feel that. It's okay, like, but it's also really important to just know that it's gonna be okay. So moral of the story, what I want you guys to take away from this is you are not alone. Literally, you are not. I know I'm like a complete stranger to many, but I am here for you guys. Like, literally reach out to me if you need to. I completely understand that hopelessness and that isolation that a lot of people go through with acne, but just know at the end of the day that it's gonna be okay. Be positive and love yourself, love everything about yourself, love who you are no matter what, and just look towards the future. Like, it's really easier said than done, and I know that, but just try and be strong and surround yourself with good things that make you feel better until you are okay and until you have that clear skin, because you will reach that one day, and it's just so important to know that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys for my month 4 of my Accutane update.